Right now, while you read this, you are being watched. Not by one camera, by thousands, and they never blink. This is not a conspiracy theory. This is the documented infrastructure of mass AI surveillance, and it is already running. The grid is invisible, but it is there, overlaying every face, every street, every conversation. The phone in your pocket is the most sophisticated surveillance device ever built, and you paid for it yourself. Every call, every message, every search, every location, flowing continuously into systems you cannot see. The analysts do not sleep. The systems never stop. The data never rests. 3 words defined the philosophy of an entire intelligence era: collect it all. They meant it literally. The cables come ashore. The internet flows through them. The taps were installed before most of the content flowing through them was created. The scan happened. The match was found. The person kept walking, never knowing they had just been confirmed.
The platforms feel like communication. They are also collection infrastructure. The two functions were never mutually exclusive. The conversation you had this morning? Already processed, already stored, already cross-referenced against 10,000 other conversations. Every purchase a data point, every location a confirmation. The financial record tells a story its owner never chose to tell. The training data was collected over decades. The surveillance systems of tomorrow are being built from the surveillance records of yesterday. The algorithm placed the red marker before anything happened. That is the logic of predictive policing. Guilt determined by data before action.
5 countries, 1 shared database. The legal boundaries between their programs dissolving the moment information crosses a border. 7 scans before the gate. The traveler counted none of them. The system counted all of them. The light blinks. The data transmits. The home is listening. It was designed to listen. Every plate, every vehicle, every route. The map of your movements assembled without your knowledge or consent. The score updates when you buy the wrong thing, when you post the wrong opinion, when you associate with the wrong person.
The message was never read. The metadata said everything anyway. Who, when, where, how often. That is enough. The meeting had no public record. The partnership had no press release. The data sharing agreement was classified. The program had a name, Prism, and the companies whose logos you recognize every day were part of it. The campus sits in darkness. The programs running inside it have no names that the public knows. The scale has no public audit. The message appeared to send normally. It did send normally. A copy went somewhere else too. The message was never read. The metadata said everything anyway. Who, when, where, how often. That is enough. The meeting had no public record. The partnership had no press release. The data sharing agreement was classified. The program had a name, Prism, and the companies whose logos you recognize every day were part of it. The campus sits in darkness. The programs running inside it have no names that the public knows. The scale has no public audit. The message appeared to send normally. It did send normally. A copy went somewhere else too.
The law permits it. The court approved it. Neither the law nor the court was visible to the people affected by the decision. The court approves nearly every request, in secret, with no adversarial challenge. The oversight is a formality performed in a room no citizen can enter. The sign was photographed. The photographer filed it away. The protester's face was already in the database before the photograph was taken. Anonymous writing is no longer anonymous. The linguistic fingerprint is too unique. The AI identified the author from the style alone. The child's face scanned. The database entry created. Consent given by no one old enough to understand what consent means.
The net was never designed to be selective. It was designed to be complete. Everything caught, everyone included. The tools were sold as security products. They were used as oppression infrastructure. The companies knew both applications were possible. The journalist investigating the surveillance was being surveilled. The irony was not accidental. The equipment is installed at the junction points, built into the infrastructure. The back door is not a metaphor. The watch knows where you went, how fast your heart beat when you got there, how long you slept, how much you moved. It never stops knowing.
The normal baseline is established. Any deviation is flagged. The surveillance of deviation is the surveillance of difference itself. The prediction was generated before any action was taken. The file was opened before any law was broken. The pre-crime infrastructure is not science fiction. The flag was automated. The detention was triggered without human review. The false positive had real consequences for a real person. The data was collected. It will not be reviewed for years. It is being held for AI systems capable of analyzing it that do not yet exist. The phrase spread across platforms.
The public version is modest and indiscriminate. The gap between them is classified. The bill was long. The annex was classified. The vote was taken by people who did not know what they were authorizing. The hands were steady. The consequences were known. Public disclosure as the only remaining accountability mechanism available. The state secrets privilege was invoked. The case was dismissed. The evidence was never examined. The accountability mechanism failed. The satellite image was taken automatically. The routine was mapped from movement patterns. The private residence was never private from orbit.
The backdoor is being mandated by the entities the encryption was built to protect against. The app connects to a consumer service. The same company holds a government contract. The connection between the two is never disclosed. The VPN activated. The belief in privacy felt real. The VPN provider's data was accessed through a separate process. The belief was not real. The research found what the research found. The funding source expressed preferences about the findings. Academic independence has a price. The passport was scanned. The data joined an international database. The sovereign document became a surveillance.
Each generation accepts what the previous generation would have refused. The shift is gradual. The endpoint is total. Smart traffic, smart lights, smart parking. The smart city is a surveillance architecture that never stops collecting and never forgets. The child drew a surveillance camera in the corner of the house. The way children draw things that are simply part of the world they were born into. The evidence was presented. The government representatives took notes. No policy changed. The distance between the top and the bottom of the surveillance scale is smaller than the people in the middle believe.
The current systems are early. The trajectory points toward monitoring every physical location, every communication, every financial transaction, every vital sign simultaneously. The day was ordinary. The capture of it was complete. The profile built from a single ordinary day tells a story no one chose to tell. Your data is collected. Your data is stored. Your data is analyzed. Your data is shared. Each phrase hits differently when you say them slowly. A city, seen from above, looking less like infrastructure, more like a system. That was always what it was. The app was deleted. The data remained. The profile survived. The deletion changed nothing.
Accept surveillance as the cost of modern life, or opt out of modern life. That is not really a choice. The speech about surveillance was being recorded by the surveillance. The system watching the people watching the system. Subscribe to Dark Files AI, because the first defense against surveillance is knowing what surveillance actually looks like. We are watching the watchers, and we are not going anywhere.